Go.
Okay, so second part.
We can't agree on the same prophets, apparently.
We can't agree on the same prophets, apparently, either.
Well, I agree with that to some extent.
Yeah, I do. I think I just threw it up as a rhetorical question, really. Yeah, we can't, because essentially, if we look at your understanding of prophets, and as in from the Deobandi camp, then to be honest, I could show you. I haven't got all the books here, but if we brought some of the books out, some of the dreams of your great
Sheikhs and your
sheikhs,
awliya.
you would seriously wonder, if this isn't disrespecting the prophets.
Their religion is based
What
on
is-
dreams. They
yeah.
take their qidah from dreams.
Yeah. Don't forget, they even have one of their own Imam Abu Hanifa saw the Prophet in a dream, didn't he?
It works.
His bones.
You saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 99 times apparently.
Yeah, exactly. And there's one where he was rearranging the bones of
The Prophet, yeah.
So we can deal with the issue of not believing in a different prophet as well. We're going to touch on the topic of the awliya, but before we do that, I just want to sort of need to understand a point. This is a very important one. That these two individuals have been making a huge song and dance about the fact that the Shias believe this about their Imams, that they can perform miracles and they have these powers. They're using terms like Spider-Man and sort of mocking the concept of Power Rangers and all sorts of things we've been listening to. The real question is there any basis? If we as Shia Muslims believe that God equips people with powers such as miracles, what's the issue?
What's unusual about
What's
that?
unusual in that? We see examples in the Bible. We see examples in the Quran where God has equipped His messengers with specific powers, with His permission. And you know something?
Their awliya had such powers. They used to look at ships and they used to stop it from sinking.
We will see that in a second. But the question is, so really the first question is this power of the unseen, of miracles, is it restricted just to prophets? Yes or no? And if it is it only Shias that believe in it, or is it believed by non-Shias as well? Now, the way that these Deobandi boys, which have been coming down the Shaykhan, they've been presenting it as almost unknown to Sunnism. That anyone who believes that the Imams are like Power Rangers and have all these powers, that's almost unknown to Muslims, and it's a form of mockery. But again, this is where we have the problem. You don't know what's in your books.
Either you're ignorant or you're trying to deceive the masses.
Exactly, because you believe the same thing. You have to understand something. As we've said, we believe that the Imams are the successors to the Prophets in terms of delivering this complete religion, the correct teachings. And we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala therefore equips those that He chooses with power.
And they're inheritors of the Prophet's knowledge.
They're inheritors of the Prophet's knowledge. If you inherit the Prophet's knowledge, you have knowledge such as miracles. We have the example during the time of the throne of Bilqis was moved within the twinkling of an eye. Wasn't it? By one of the... Wasn't it?
That's in the Quran, isn't it?
And he had knowledge of just part of the book.
Yeah.
Now we believe that our Imams, yes, in the Quran, our Imams are the inheritors of the book.
They have knowledge
of all of it.
Inheritors of the Prophet's knowledge.
So it shouldn't be an issue, but since you make this a huge
and those
issue,
firmly rooted in knowledge.
we believe, yes, we do believe that the Prophets, that our Imams have miracle powers, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed on them for that purpose. In the same way that when, for example, you're a manager and you send one of your people out on a task and you equip them with those things to fulfill those tasks. For example, you've got a chief executive says, I'll tell you what, you will go and clear these gardens in the park, you'll clean it up. He'll make sure that his person has got
the right utensils.
Correct?
Equipment.
To clean up the park. The scooping, all those machines, the vacuum, whatever they have in equipment, so that he can perform that task. And we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likewise equips the Imams with those sort of powers. Now, you guys, you Deobandis believe exactly the same thing, and you need to understand, it's just an issue of semantics. What you call miracles, mu'jiza, you guys in your books, Shah Ismail Shaheed in Mansab Muhammad, he says the Imams have something called karamat. It's exactly the same thing. They use the term for miracles differently.
Okay, well, it's fine, we can call it karamat, no problem.
We have no problem with that. We have no problem with that because you believe the same thing. And if you want to talk about disrespecting the Prophet, check this reference out. This is how Imam Ghazali disrespected the Prophet.
Ghazali is one of the one of the major sheikhs,
Exactly.
especially for the Sufiya.
Sufia, and he's respected amongst the Sunnis in general, the Brahmi and the Deobandi community in particular. And this is how he respects Prophet Musa alayhi salam. It is told, and I'll show you the book in a second, on the night of Miraj, when Prophet Muhammad met Hazrat Musa and was asked, how can you say the scholars of my community are like the prophets of Bani Israel? How could that be true? Hazrat Hujjatul Islam Imam Ghazali appeared and he said salam with the addition of wa barakatuh wa maghfiratuh and others. Hazrat Musa asked, why do you use such long words in front of elders?
Astaghfirullah.
And Imam Ghazali replied, Allah only asked you, what is this in your right hand, O Musa? And you gave such a long answer. This is my stick, I lean on it, I conduct my beasts with it, and it is also for other purposes. The Prophet said, be polite, O Ghazali. And Thanvi, now this is from Imdad al-Mushtaq, he said, Ashraf Ali Thanvi wrote in the notes, the footnotes, this must be the kashf of a saint. And this mirage in which this dialogue occurred appeared to him through kashf, in which the souls
Through a dream.
are gathered.
And by the way, anyone who's seen the
mirage-
Prophet in a dream has in fact seen him as well.
It is not the mirage of the Prophet with his body. So, hold this for a second, say it. It's from...
Imdad al-Mushtaq, page 90 to 91.
Just to clarify that, did you say that
So,
Imam Ghazali
was on Miraj.
Musa alayhi
He criticized Hazrat Musa alayhi salam's statement, his question. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam asked the Prophet, how can you say that the ulama of your community, the scholars of your community are better than the prophets of Bani Israel?
it starts here.
Well, that's madness.
So what happened was Ghazali
That's the text.
said to him, listen,
Starts here. The whole text
don't
is here.
criticize. Who are you to ask? When Allah asked you about your staff, your stick, you gave him such a lengthy
Shabbat
response.
Mirab.
Look at this
The
disgraceful
whole incident is
belief
here.
of this.
Doesn't this confirm something else? This believes that the prophets are alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, they don't generally deny that, and Deobandis don't generally deny the life of the prophets. The Wahhabis, they do.
How can Imam Ghazali ask from a prophet if he's dead?
Of course, I mean, as I
That's a
said,
different topic.
yeah, definitely, but they generally
Valid
don't.
question.
It's a valid question.
100%.
You wanna do it?
Yeah, I mean, this is another interesting one, and this is my challenge to the sheikhs, okay? So, Diwan Muhammad Yasin Sahib Deobandi said, the Hazrat Nanotvi, it says Hazrat Nanotvi, may Allah damn this individual, because he brought the Kufriyat Aqidah of them, this false Aqidah of the Deobandi Aqidah. He went to Qazipur in the first 10 days of Muharram, and the Rafidah, the Shias, had invited Hazrat to their majlis. Very unusual. Don't know why Shias would invite him anyway. Hazrat accepted this on the condition, and by the way, we'll talk about what type of conditions they accept majalises as well, and under what conditions the ulama accepted reading at gatherings, okay? So Hazrat accepted, Nanotvi meaning accepted this on the condition that after the people have given their speeches, he would also say something, and they disagreed with this. After some religious talk, all these Rafidis said, if you show us the Prophet in the state of being awake, yeah, and the Hazur, the Prophet tells us with his tongue that what you're saying is right, then we will become followers of Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we will become Sunnis. He replied, if you are committed to this, then I'm ready to show you the Prophet in the state of being awake. But the Rafidah fled away.
Look what Thanvi says in his commentary.
Thanvi says either he had the power to do this tasarruf, this control he had, that if he takes an oath upon Allah, Allah will make him free of it. So regardless, the point is,
This is here. Arwah Salasa, page 253, and it's story number 267, isn't it? Yeah.
How can the
so he had the ability to bring the Prophet to his presence,
in his command?
And this is Arwah Salasa on page 253, as Hassan Bahari showed, and story 267.
Okay.
That's isn't that like saying the Prophet is subservient to this individual?
Yeah, you can bring him out.
Yeah,
how
of course.
Can we accept this? Stop the law.
Maybe the Shaykh can bring the Prophet to us. I'll be willing to accept your belief, no problem.
Exactly, no problem.
No problem.
And obviously, one of the issues that they've been making a big hoo-ha about is the fact that the Imams have knowledge of the unseen.
I think there needs to be transparency here. We don't believe that the Imam Masumin have complete knowledge of the unseen. Rather, what we say is that they can have this knowledge of the ghaib only what Allah chooses to give them. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
But is this belief something alienated to Deobandis? No, it's not.
Okay, so this is from their own book, the Shaykhan that seem to be coming regularly, Imdad al-Mushtaq, and I'm going to read it out, and I'll also show the Urdu as well. Page 76, story number 128. People say that prophets and saints don't have knowledge of the unseen. I say, wherever people of truth see, they can grasp and unveil knowledge of the unseen. No doubt knowledge is genuine. As for the argument that the Messenger of Allah wasn't aware of Hazrat Aisha in Hudaybiyah, a proof that the Messenger doesn't know the unseen is wrong, because his grasp knowledge, concentration is necessary, which wasn't in the case of Hudaybiyah.
Astaghfirullah. So the Prophet, he lacked concentration on Hudaybiyah. That's why he didn't know what was going on in the incident of Hudaybiyah. But yeah, this is the Aqidah on Ilm Ghaib. They may not call it Ilm Ghaib. They have a word for it which is similar. It's just a game of semantics, but they do believe that the awliya and even the prophets, even animals, by the way, even animals can have this knowledge of the unseen.
Just referring to your comment previously, you said that we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can
grant this knowledge to people.
Are you saying that whatever Allah grants them, can that ever be unlimited, or is it limited?
Obviously it's limited.
It's limited. It's not unlimited.
No, because obviously there's a lot of propaganda about it.
Of course it is. I
It's
said
not.
that. It's not. I said that.
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives his servants as much knowledge as he wants them to have. It's not unlimited. And here's that narration which I just read out. Number
Page 76, story 128.
from was it 129? Oh,
Yeah.
here we are. लोग कहते हैं कि इल्म गैब अंबिया औलिया here we are. This is the whole reference here. Okay, the reference that I've just said out, they mocking the concept of ilm ghaib, they believe this same thing. It's in their book.
Yeah.
Okay, next reference.
The identity of hypocrites.
Okay.
This is another interesting one. You know, the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him, didn't have the ability to identify hypocrites according to them.
Yeah.
But they awliya, there's the ulama, they did.
Yeah. Okay. So, which one is it here? We are. So this is from Arwa Salasa.
I can read the books, I'll hold them up.
Okay, Arwa
This is
Salasa.
Arwa Salasa.
It's got the English Arwa Salasa, page 371, because it's got an English summary on the top, so you can find it. Okay, so let me read out this one for you. Maulana Shah Abdul Rahim's heart was very lightened with spirituality. I used to fear to sit beside him in case he might see my shortcomings
Wow.
are not exposed. I see what's in my heart. So this is from page 371.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the page is. There we are. 371. Arwa Salasa. Story number 438. I'll hold it up for you. 438. Here we are. This is the whole narration there. Farmaya Maulana Shah Abdul Rahim Sahab. This is the whole thing. The whole text which we just read out. So he knows what's in a person's heart.
But the Prophet didn't. The Prophet couldn't identify the hypocrites, but the ulama have the ability.
Now, another thing. The next one. Arwa Salasa, page 163.
You can't be reading, I'll pull it
Yeah,
out.
story number 147. Yeah.
That's fine,
This is Khan Sahib said, another one of their very big scholars, Nanotwi Sahib. Khan Sahib said that Maulana Qasim Nanotwi said that Shah Abdul Rahim had a disciple named Abdullah Khan, and he was ethnically Rajput, and he was amongst
There you
really
go. Khan
close.
Sahib near Farmaya, it's right at the bottom, you can see it starts there, the story starts there.
Yeah.
And it goes on to the next page, onto page 164.
Okay. So Khan Sahib said that Maulana Qasim Nanotwi said that Shah Abdul Rahim had a disciple named Abdullah Khan, and he was ethnically Rajput, and he was amongst the really close disciples of his. He was in such a state that if there was any pregnancy in a house,
Wow.
and the person would come to get amulet from that person, it's called Taweez.
By the way, they believe in, they have a concept of magic, and that's a discussion for another time.
So the people would go to get Taweez, to help with getting pregnant, for example, yeah, he would let the person know. He would let the person know whether the baby would be a girl or a boy, and whatever he said would occur.
Wow. So listen, you don't need to go for ultrasounds anymore. Just go to their peers,
Yeah.
and their peers can tell you whether the child is going to be a male or female. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about knowing the sex of a child in a mother's womb? Who has that ability?
Exactly. But here we have it. Deobandi, their main lead scholars. Did you show them?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it.
Okay. They believe that. And there's another reference, page 242 to 243.
You carry on.
And it's from story 254. Maulana Habibur Rahman said that Abdur Rahman Rao was a vice-regent of Hazrat Shah Abdur Rahman in Punjab. He was very good at unveiling the secrets and telling things by his mystic powers.
Mystic powers.
Whenever anyone used to ask him about a Taviz amulet for having a baby girl or a boy, he used to tell them they're going to have a baby boy or a girl. So they asked, how do you know that? He said, what can I tell you? The birth appears before me.
Wow, the birth appears for him. This is page 242.
Yeah, I'll show you. Here we are, 242, it's from the bottom. Maulana Habibur Rahman Sahab ne farmaya. So this is the whole narration, and it ends here. The bit that is in highlighted.
So, you know, they often mock the turba of Imam Hussain Islam. They say you Shias, you take clay from the graves of the Imams of the Ahl al-Bayt, etc., etc. You get shafa from there, you get barakah, you get cure from there. But let's have a look at the grave of Nanotvi Sahib, okay? So according to Arwa Thalasa, page number 302, story number 366, Maulvi Moeddin Sahib was the eldest son of Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Yaqub Sahib, and he mentioned the karamat of Hazrat Maulana after he passed away. He said that once in Nanotva, the fever spread a lot, and whoever would take the sand of Maulana and attach it would get better. And they would take so much sand that wherever we will put some, it would finish. It would almost finish almost at that time. And it carries on. It says, I had some sand many times, and once I went to the grave of Maulana Sahib and said, this karamat happened for you. But for us, it's a problem. Remember that now, if anybody takes some, we would not put any sand, and you will remain like this. People will walk and their shoes on you like this. So anyway, it continues. But the point being is, some of the elders, okay, used to take the sand off the grave of Nanotvi, and they used to get barakah from the mud. And by the way, there's nothing unusual about this. There's a hadith. There's a hadith in Sahih Muslim where the Prophet goes that if you mix saliva with dust or mud, there's blessing in there. What is interesting is even some of their ulama, they came back to life, okay, in the physical sense.
Okay.
In Arwa Salasa, page number 233, 234, it's written that a dispute occurred between Maulana Ahmed Hassan Saab Amaroy and Maulvi Fakhr al-Hassan Saab Gangoi. And Mahmud al-Hassan Deobandi took one side and entered the dispute, and this matter remained for a long time. So, one morning after Fajr prayers, Maulana Rafai Din Saab called Maulana Muhammad Hassan Saab in his room. And Maulana came. The weather was very cold. Maulana Rafai said, first look at my condition. Maulana looked at his condition. He was wet because of the sweating. He said, the fact is Maulana Nanotvi came with his physical body which made me sweat this much. And he said, tell Muhammad al-Hassan not to enter this dispute. So I called you only to tell you this. So you can see now, again, they have these ridiculous stories, absurd stories about their shuyukhs coming back to life.
Ek din baad namaz fajr. Yeah? Maulana, this is the whole text here. And it ends here as well.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is, they have these ridiculous stories and fairy tales and these dreams, and you could see how the later story individuals like Ashraf Ali Thanvi try to justify these type of things. But I mean, this book, the amount of shirk and kufriyat in this book is absolutely shocking. Okay, we just demonstrate a few little examples, and we didn't want to make this lengthy for the viewers to see and boring. But the point is, inshallah ta'ala, on Bayt al-Ghadeer, I say watch this space. We are going to make a special series on the Deobandis and what they believe in, what their Aqidah is, so the viewers will finally realize why we consider these people to be misguided and why we cannot unite on them on Tawheed and why we cannot unite with them on Nubuwah. you want any final words, Hassan Buhari?
I think, like I said, it's unfortunate we've had to do this. But you gave us, though, no other choice. If you're going to come and misrepresent and attack us in the park, then
So these are not
we
hadith
will
books.
bring your books from the
These are not
pen of
hadith
your
books.
scholars.
These are statements by
And
your
let's-
ulama. Okay.
And then we'll see.
If there's anything which we mistranslated, you're more than welcome to criticize our translation and discuss it. But inshallah ta'ala, we will at some point do a special series
These are just two books.
dedicated to the
Many more to
Shaykhan,
come.
dedicated to the Shaykhan,
Yeah.
on what your beliefs are on Nabuwa, what's your belief on Tawheed, Nabuwa, Imama. You know, do the viewers know what their conditions are for choosing Imam of Salah?
We will inshallah ask those brothers when they come.
Yeah, so when we will discuss their famous books of fatwa to see how disgusting rulings, you know, they talk about the Quran. They say, oh, you Shias, you don't believe in the Quran. You have no right to quote the Quran, especially when your scholars believe that you can write the Quran with blood and urine.
Yeah. Fatwa Qazi Khan has got that.
We are going to show, we're going to reveal everything, what your books are, the shirkiyat and the...
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you believe me, you better start holding that mirror up and look at yourselves.
So anyway, guys, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for watching these episodes, and inshallah you'll hear from us soon.